Oh, hey, Tasky. Hey, buddy. Not you. Anybody but you. Let me get a few buddies over here. Hey, Tasky, how's it going, buddy? No, not three of you. Oh, crap. Ah, get out of my way, Coco! Be sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How's everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts Black Widow movie Taskmaster. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box. So as you can see, we do get a different looking box compared to what we're usually getting with the SH Figuarts MCU line. So we do get a window right there in the front of the box, which is in the shape of Black Widow's logo, so that is definitely pretty cool. Then we do get an image of the figure and then a drawn image of the character. Then on the window it does say SH Figuarts and Taskmaster, and then we do get the Tamashii Nation's quality sticker as well. On the bottom says Marvel Black Widow from the motion picture Tamashii Nations and Bandai. And then here's the bottom of the box. We do get an image of the figure and the blah 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 stuff. There's the top of the box, the one side, the other side, and then the back of it does show a few poses you can get the figure into, along with most of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure up and take a closer look at. Whatever you can do, I can do just as good, or even better. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and I really dig the way this figure turned out. I know a lot of people have an issue with his character design, mainly his mask, because I think people were saying it looked like a paintball mask or something like that, which it kind of does, but it doesn't look too bad, man. It's starting to grow on me. I think it looks alright. Would have liked it to look more like a skull, but what can you do? But I really do dig the look of this figure, man. Tamashii Nations did a dope job with it. The hood, as you can see, is a separate piece here, and you do have an interchangeable one where the hood is down, and it articulates decently with the neck there, which I'll show you a little bit later. But the hood turned out really nice, man. Very nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout it there, and I like the sculpted texture to it as well. Very clean paintwork where that whitish color meets the blue and the orange as well. And the head sculpt here, let me just do that so I could show you what the head here looks like. They did a nice job with it. I like the goggles or visor. That looks pretty cool. And the paint's clean where the black meets the silver. Same with where the blue meets the silver as well. And we do have that sculpted texture once again on that navy blue. Pretty cool looking helmet or paintball mask here. I'm just going to leave the hood off for now. I also do like the color silver they chose, especially for this piece here. That also has a really cool sculpted texture to it. Really dig the way that looks. And then his armor looks dope, man. Very clean paintwork all throughout it, as you can see there. Very cool looking. I do like the more basic blue color mixed in with the navy blue and the orange and the silver, of course, and the black. Get a couple like straps on the side, a cool sculpted texture to the black part of his suit. There's the back. Not sure what this is. It's not a jetpack. Maybe it's where he stores all of his weapons, which his weapons were all copied off the Avengers from all the accessories he has included with that we'll go over shortly. The arms look pretty good. The shoulder armor is on a hinge here, just like the Iron Man figures. Sculpted texture once again to the black. Very clean paintwork on the orange and navy blue and everything. Elbow joint looks fine. And I do like the gauntlets. Those look pretty dope too. Pretty cool looking figure, man. The belt looks great too. Get a pouch on each side there. And then for the legs here, we get some of that sculpted texture on the black, but not everywhere. It's on the outside, not on the inside of the legs there. Then we get it right above the knees, and I do like that blue color once again, mixed with that navy blue. I like all these straps and everything. That looks pretty dope. One thing that is really annoying with this figure is these pieces here. They pop off way too easily, and it's just so annoying when you're trying to articulate the figure. They just constantly pop off, man. But the gun looks pretty cool in the holster there. The pouch looks alright too. You could at least swivel them out the way when you articulate the figure, so that's kind of cool, I guess. See all the straps on the back of the leg. That looks really nice though. Very cool tiny sculpt and paint detail on that. And the armor looks pretty cool. And then the lower legs look dope too, man. I like these pieces all around the calf and the lower leg. That looks pretty dope. Then we do get sculpted wrinkles, of course, in the pants, around the ankles, below the knees. And then the feet look fine too. We get some armor on the top of them. And then I guess those are sculpted wrinkles or something over there. In the bottom of them. Nothing going on at all. So overall, I think Tamashii Nations did a really nice job with this Taskmaster. Like I said, I know a lot of people have an issue with the character design. But I mean, Tamashii Nations did a nice job with this Taskmaster in figure form. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, Taskmaster is included with a ton of great stuff. Lots of display options with accessories. The more accessories I say, the better, because like I said, you get more display, not just posing options, but display options with the figures. So what we do get 2 interchangeable hoods. Then we do get some goggles you can put on the figure and remove. We do get an interchangeable gun holster without the gun in it. We do get his gun. We do get a bow with an arrow in it and a hand molded onto it. And then of course we do get his Taskmaster sword and shield. So we do have the 2 hoods here. As we saw on the left, this is the hood up accessory, which is the one that does come on the figure out of the packaging, and I'll probably have them displayed with that. And then we do get the hood down accessory here. And like I said, man, even though it's just a swappable hood with 2 different options, you have 2 different options now with the figure, and they both turned out fine. So we do get those, and I'll show you how to swap those in a second. And then we do get these goggles, which they're not interchangeable, they're just removable. So you can put them on or you can not have them on. And it looks like he's like locking onto a target or something like that. I guess we'll find out soon enough in the movie, and I'll show you how to get those on in a second as well. Then we do get the gun holster without the gun in it, as you can see there, and it just swaps out with the one that does have the gun in it on his right hip. And then we do get his cool Taskmastery like gun here, and it does look like a revolver, which is pretty cool looking. I like the little orange lines added into it. Just adds a little more to the gun instead of just being in an all black plastic, but the sculpt of it looks pretty cool too. So we do get that stuff, and then we also get this dope bow and arrow with a left hand molded onto it. And the reason why he has all these weapons is he's like a copycat. That's his ability, which is pretty cool. The only character he's extremely scared of is Deadpool, because Deadpool, it's like Taskmaster can't read his moves, so he's more scared of Deadpool instead of other characters that he's not scared of, which is pretty funny actually. So this, as you can see, it's bow and arrow, so he's replicating Hawkeye's ability here, but I love the way the bow looks. I love the orange pieces all throughout it with the navy blue. Really dig the way that looks. And then the string is thicker plastic. I wish they would just give us a elastic string with bows. I wish figure companies would do that, man, because it's more fun being able to either have your figure pull back on the bowstring or just leave it, you know what I mean? And then we do get the arrow molded into it, and it's pretty sharp. Arrow looks pretty dope though. And then the hand looks fine too. Pretty cool looking bow though. I really do dig the way that looks. So we do get that, and then we do get his sword and shield, of course, because it wouldn't be Taskmaster without his sword and shield. And the sword looks great. I wish it was a little bit bigger. Maybe it's this size in the movie. I'm not too sure. It's very sharp, so be careful of that. The orange paint is very clean on the bladed end right there. And the way you get him to grip onto it, it disconnects right there. Slide the hand on and then just pop it right back on. And you can see his little Taskmaster symbol on the cross guard as well. And the handle looks fine. And then we do get his shield here, which has his symbol once again. And I do like those sculpted lines throughout the shield as well. I think that looks pretty cool. And then we do get the strap that goes around his arm, and then we do get the handle that he grips onto. And it's pretty easy to get him to grip onto this. I'll show you how to do that along with the other accessories right now. Alright, so the way you use all his accessories is pretty simple, not overcomplicated, like some other figures by Tamashii Nations. SH Figuarts Mandalorian. So for the hoods, they're very simple to swap out. You just gotta pull the head off. Just pops right off the joint there. You have to take the head out of the hood, take the lowered hood, put that around the neck there, then just pop the head right back on, and then you do have the hood down look, which looks pretty cool. The hood up and hood down both look dope on the figure. And to swap out the gun holsters, just pops right off, and just peg that one in, and then there you go. Very simple once again. 2-2. Now for the goggle piece here. This is how you're supposed to swap it. So you can leave the head on. You have to get this piece off, which right here you can dig your fingernail behind it and kind of pull it off on both sides. And oh my god, he doesn't have a face! But all you do is just take the front of his face off, and right here in the center, you're supposed to push on that piece. Whoops. And the regular goggles pop right out. Now you take this one, the piece that has the circle goes over the left eye, so you would place that in like so. Take the goggles here and peg these back on, so then you have it look like he's like locking onto a target or something like that, and then you just peg everything right back on, which is pretty cool. It's something simple, but looks dope, man. I dig it, you know. And the way you get it off, what I have to do, because the regular clear piece pops right out, because you just poke that piece with your fingernail or something and it pops off, but then this piece, it's a bit difficult to get off. What I do is I take a tiny screwdriver, I push on that side, then on that side, and then that pops off as well. So that's how you get that piece on and off. Not too difficult to do there. Now finally for the shield here, I guess it's meant for his left arm, so I just leave the hand on, and you can remove the handle, it's just pegged in. So what I do is slide the loop over his arm there, then I peg, or not peg, but I slide the handle right in the hand there, which fits in perfectly, and then I peg the shield back on, and this stays on much better than Captain America's shield. And then there you go, you have Taskmaster with his Taskmastery like shield there. And then same for the sword. Whoops, didn't mean to get the bow and arrow in there as well. All you do is just unpeg this piece, slide it through the hand, take the sword, and then just peg that back on, and then you have Taskmaster ready for battle. So we do get all that awesome stuff, and then we finally get 10 alternate hands. Then starting on the top right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get a pair of gripping hands where the thumb is molded together to the fingers, and this hand is meant for the shield and the sword. And then we do get a pair of open type hands, which look pretty cool. Then we do get a pair of hands with Black Panther claws, because like I said, he's a copycat, so he must have copied the style of Black Panther as well. And then we do get a right trigger finger hand, and then a right pulling the arrow back on the bow hand. And they did an excellent job with the paint and sculpt detail on all 10 hands, and they are very simple to swap out as well. And like Daredevil 19 always says, that is a really good thing, because you want to risk breaking a wrist joint on your figure. But anyway, that is all the dope accessories included with Taskmaster. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Taskmaster. To the very top of his head, it looks like he's a little bit over 5 inches and 3/4 of an inch tall. Then to the very top of his hood, he's a bit over 6 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Infinity War Black Widow, the Black Widow movie version Black Widow, the Final Battle version Mark 85, and the Final Battle version Captain America. And then here he is compared to the Mafex Black Panther, my custom SH Figuarts Bucky / Winter Soldier, the Infinity War Thanos, and the Infinity War Hulk. And I feel like Taskmaster is going to be a similar villain compared to Bucky in this Black Widow movie whenever it does release, which I heard it was going to this month in July. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectibles Sector, the Marvel Legends Retro Series Deadpool, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku, and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation. Tasky here does have some pretty good movement. I do wish a point or two was a little bit better, but it's pretty good for the most part here. So we do have 2 joints at the neck here. So With the hood on, you can get him to look up about that much, and the hood still looks good on the figure when you have him looking up. Looking down, he does look down really good, but the hood kind of pops up a little bit so it doesn't look as good, as you can see there. And then you do get really nice pivot there as well, and you can see the hood does pivot with the head, which is awesome. And then of course it does swivel. Now without the hood and having the hood down accessory on there, you do get pretty much the same movement. Whoops, it gets hindered going back actually, but you can see you do get a little more better pivot there. As you can see, I'll just leave that on actually. Now for the torso here, we do get a torso joint and a waist joint. So with both those joints, punches forward pretty good. Doesn't really go back too well, which kind of sucks. And his torso joint doesn't shift up or anything like that. And the pivot is horrible on this figure, man. They definitely could have done a much better job with the pivot. That's really bad pivot. Come on, Tamashii Nations, man. And you do get swivel at the torso and then swivel at the waist here. Now for the arms, the shoulder armor is on a hinge, so it can hinge up and down. And then we do have a butterfly joint, which pops out pretty far, but you can't even get his arms to crisscross. You gotta force it, but they're just gonna go right back into place there. We also do get a nice joint at the shoulder, so you can move the arm a little bit in a circular motion. The arms do go out to the sides a bit more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely good. They do go up and down. We do have true bicep swivel. There goes the damn gun in the holster. Then we do have double jointed elbows that do pretty much bend in all the way, so that's definitely good. And then for the wrists here, we do have a ball hinge, so that does swivel and hinges back and forth. And they left a little more room in the hands, so you can move them around on the ball peg on the wrist, which I do like when figure companies do stuff like that with wrist joints there. Now for the legs here, and as I mentioned, there goes the pouch. The pouch and the gun holster can swivel on the thighs right there. But I'm going to put them back on so I could show you when you articulate the figure that they pop off. Watch when I show it, it's not going to pop off. So for the legs, they do shift down a tiny bit, and you can get Taskmaster to kick forward almost 90 degrees. Goes to the back almost 90 degrees. Let's see if he can. Jean-Claude Van Damme. And as you can see, whoops, I ripped the leg entirely off. As you can see, he cannot Jean-Claude Van Damme, which kind of sucks. And then the leg does swivel where it connects into the ball peg up there, and then it also does have a upper thigh swivel as well. And surprisingly, these did not pop off on me. Then we do have double jointed knees, and those bend back all the way, so that's definitely good. The ankles here do swivel, hinge up okay, hinge down really well, and then the ankle pivot stops there, but there's nothing around it to prevent it from not going any further to pivot. So I don't get why they didn't give us better ankle pivot with this figure, man. That's pretty disappointing to me. They definitely could have gave much better ankle pivot with this guy. What the hell is up with that? And then we do get a pretty good toe hinge there. So overall, the articulation, like I said, is good for the most part. I just wish we got better pivot at the waist and torso, and I wish the ankle pivot was much better. There's no plastic getting in the way, so I don't get why they didn't give us more pivot at the ankle. But you're still going to be able to get this Taskmaster in some really good copycat like poses, and I'm about to show you some of those poses right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Black Widow movie Taskmaster. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure with detail, I'd give it an even 9. Articulation, I'd give it an 8. Accessories, I'd give it an 8.5. And then the overall quality, I would also give an 8.5. If you'd like to know the price more to buy this figure, I did have mine imported from Japan from Ami, but Agelessgeeks did just get this in stock, so you can check out their website at agelessgeeks.com. If you can't find something on their website, I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box, and it's shaped, damn it, of the character on the right. And then on the window it says SH Figuarts, blah blah. The Mayfax Black Panther, the SH blah, the Black Widow movie version, Black Widow, the Maju Bobby da Boobie, the solo movie, Black Widow, the final battle, Poopity Poop. Pretty good movement. I do wish a point, blah, 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 blah.